Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost here. The KUBOTA DLC is going to be releasing just around the corner next week. But today I'm lucky enough to bring you a bit of a first look there. Giants very kindly sent me out an early access to this, and we're going to have a bit of a look through all of the equipment that you guys can expect to be driving as of Tuesday, the 28th of June. And yeah, first impressions from literally getting everything set up like this, I'm impressed. I am impressed. There's a few changes that I'm going to highlight, which for me, are really quite nice to see. But the first thing I really like about it, and this is not a Giant specific thing, this is more just a KUBOTA thing in general. Look how good that tractor looks. Doesn't that look really epic? This is the M8, which in my understanding is only actually available in North America. It's currently spec'd out like that. You can't get it in Europe in real life, as I believe I'm correct in saying. But look at that bonnet. That thing looks pretty neat, and so too does that one there, which we'll get into very shortly. So yeah, the pack is out. You are able to download that using either the links in my description down below, or you can go to farming-simulator.com and pick it up there. And of course, if you do play it on console or through Steam, you can pick it up through those respective clients as well. But yeah, what do you get when you download this pack? Well, you get quite a lot. We're going to start with the skid steers. There are two of them. One is the tracked version in front of us here, the SVL 972, and the other one is the sister to this, which is the wheeled version, the SSV 75. Very nice little machines, actually. This is one of the machines I was most looking forward to. I do like a good skid steer. I love this tracked version here, and the interior of this is rather nice indeed. Lots of nice animations when you get into it, and I am a big believer in vehicle animations. Internal vehicle animations are huge for me, and I think they really do add an awful lot. Nice and quiet in here. We'll start up. Now, the first thing you'll see when we do start up there, if we knock it off, then again, animations on the key turn, which is fairly commonplace now with Giants mods. But of course, you want to be able to see all of the joystick actions when you're moving your loader. And then on this side, you've got your forward and steering on that joystick there, which is lovely to see, nice and straightforward. You're not going to get a lot of speed out of this thing, but then that's okay. We're not really using this for speed. I do believe the max speed you're going to get out of this is around the 18 kilometers an hour, which is about 10-ish miles an hour, I think, 10 or 11, or something like that. But yeah, it's just a very, very nice, clean-looking machine inside. Externally, sounds great, looks fantastic there, turns on a dime. Loving the animations on the tracks there as well, that really do look rather cool. And yeah, ultimately, just a big fan of how this looks and sounds. I can't wait to see what additional adapters and attachments are coming out of this in terms of what the modern community will do. But I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that one. Similarly, for the wheeled version, again, a little bit smaller there, but mostly the same. You can configure both of these to have a weight on the back. If we come on in and have a look at that right away, let's pick up the one we're looking at now. We have no weight on it on the model that we have, but you can put like two weights on either side for that, which is kind of neat. And then this one is, because of the extra weight built in around the tracks there, this does not have that option. But yeah, lovely looking machine once again. Getting inside to it there, you'll see joystick setup's a little different, but which is pretty cool. And then you've got a few different changes to the internals here as well. So this is a bit more, I would like to say maybe a little bit more of a base model, really, in my opinion. If you are more familiar with the KUBOTA range, do let me know. As your keyload starts up, you've got a lot of nice little switches on the side. Now pay attention to those as we start to turn on our light switches. You'll see that they move. We've obviously got our parking brake on that side as well. What else have we got over here? You got your dials on that side. Feels a lot more compact in here. I don't think that's a bad thing. No reversing camera here, so if you're moving around, you do have to do it the old-fashioned way by looking around the back. And then yeah, that is us really all good to go. I mean, this has got some wheels to it. It does seem a lot more rapid there. It does still only go to the same top speed, but it seems to be able to reach that top speed a lot faster, which is always important. But yeah, again, lovely little skid steer. Very nice machine to have in there. It's always good to see a bit more of a range. And if you're going to have anything that KUBOTA are iconic for, I certainly feel like they're getting one of their most well-known pieces of equipment is obviously going to be the skid steer. Now we're going to move on to the R640 there. This is your mini articulated loader. This uses front loader attachments and is not a handy little machine. Again, it's not going to be the quickest thing for you, but it does allow you to be a little bit more mobile there, have a little bit of an extended range of operations than perhaps your skid steers would. We've equipped it with jewels on the front there for any pit work you might want to do. Might struggle into too much of that stuff, but yeah, again, it is a very handy machine. Great animations on it across the board there as well. Looks neat inside. Love all of the different toggles that you have on the side there as well for all of your different switches. But yeah, again, nice and clean, nice clean model. Sounds really nice on the outside there. This does look very similar to the small class as well, and I know there's quite a few of them loaders on the market there that look like this. I know the cat loader is very, very similar. But yeah, I particularly like things like the drawing and the modeling for the dual wheel brackets there. I think that looks pretty cool. But yeah, ultimately, very, very nice little mini loader there. Handy, yet still powerful. Not too big, not too quick either. Again, still going to go 18 miles an hour and have a 61 horsepower engine there, which is actually less than the track skid steer has. And the wheel skid steer has 68, so again, bigger and more powerful, but still a good use for that, no doubt. And before we get into the tractors, of which there are many, we're going to have a look at these ATVs. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of the DLC. These do come with a passenger script now, and this is something that is only available when you do download the KUBOTA DLC. But we have two different types. You've got a 4-seat and just the side-by-side over there. But like I say, really nice little machines. Very handy, I'm sure. You can configure them to put a 3-point linkage on the back there should you need it. Primarily, I would suggest for the soil sampler as part of the precision farming. But as we jump on in, again, there's not too much here, but what you always want to expect to see is keys moving, joysticks moving there, and then again, very, very simple, but very effective. And I think that is always going to be important. There you go. Yeah, they look good. They do look good. So we'll have to see if we can find use to use those. Your loading bed in the background there does have a strap on there, so you can strap down any pallets as you come on into the store and have a look at those guys. They're quite cheap as well, which is always handy. This one has a we've got it kitted out with the bull bar on the front there, which is pretty cool. It just allows you to protect that front end, and then attaches on the back. You can stick your 3-point linkage on there as well. Standard will be your ball hook there, so you can pull a trailer on it if you need to. But to be honest, 11 grand and 15 grand is a nice little size. So that's pretty neat. And I think that's going to allow you just to be able to find something you need. Now that I like, that would fit my needs a little bit better there with a larger bed. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I do like those an awful lot. And so now we move on to the tractors, many of which are a very new style, and many of which are trying to break into the tractor market and take on the much well-known competitors, really, in the likes of John Deere and AGCO and New Holland, the case New Holland. You know, there's a very fierce market out there, and KUBOTA are going to have to really up their game to be able to do that. And to be honest, there, with the looks on these tractors alone, they're starting to really get there. I have no experience of driving one of these Kubotas. The last Kubota I drove was I think it had like 13 horsepower in it, and it was pulling a tiny little set of grass cutters on the lawn. So can't really compare them. But this thing, these do look really handy. There are 4 in total. You've got your slim down vineyard tractor here, the M5. We've got them for the 111 horsepower model. This is very basic, really, in terms of the different equipment it will offer, the different specifications. But it will do the job that you need it to do. Inside here, again, you can see everything is manual. Everything is set out as you would need it and close to hand because, well, it's a little bit more narrow, as I say. If you turn the key, when the engine starts up there, it does do everything you'd want, and everything is fairly familiar for you to be able to achieve that as well. I like it. It's nice. I don't really do too much in terms of vineyard work at the moment, but it's a handy little tractor, and it does look very nice, and I'm sure it will fit those needs very, very well indeed. We'll have to try and get some work done with these soon to see what that looks like. Now we get into the bigger boys, and we're going to start with this. This is probably my second favorite, I would say. This is the M6. This is 141 horsepower. As we jump on into the store and have a look at this, plenty of configurable options for it. We'll pick up this one here. So as you can see, this is the base model. You can have a 3-point linkage on there. We've stuck a loaded front weight on it. You can go for no weight at all. Obviously changing through all your configs there as well. It goes up to a total of 141 horsepower, which is not a bad size tractor really, but a good stockman's tractor, and still have plenty of power in it to do everything else. Fits a loader really nicely, and it does look good as a loader tractor. I'm sure you'll agree. I think that's a very smart looking machine. We jump on inside of it. A little bit more updated in terms of the capabilities and the equipment in here than the M5 that we looked at there, but again, everything's laid out very nicely. But I do like when we turn the key on this guy, you've got a little bit of a mixture of dashboard indications there, but you've also got a little display screen down there as well. When you start to stick it into a gear, things start to move. So we're in low, we'll stick it into middle, and then middle into high. So we'll go to high gear there, and then we are good to go. Forward reverse on a shuttle. I like the banks of switches that we have around here. Everything's very well laid out there. You got a nice rocker switch for your rear hitch as well. But yeah, very nice looking tractor. What I really like is just things like these little rocker switches for lights. They'll turn on when you press them. You know, I really look out for that sort of stuff, and it goes a long way for me. So if you may well be the same, you may well think of those similar sort of things. Hazard lights again as well. But yeah, if you're going to spend a lot of time on farm sim inside a tractor, then you want it to have these options, and I think that works very well. Loader controls, nice and straightforward. They're nice and easy to handle as well. But visually, I think you'll agree, it's a smart looking tractor. It does look very good actually. I'm really quite impressed with how this looks, and that is something that we will carry on throughout the course of all of these larger tractors. From the M6 we go up to the M7. Now this is my favorite looking tractor, I think. Don't get me wrong, that over there is very nicely made, but this one I think is really cool. And I just think that the Kubota have gone a long way. If you watch Farmer Phil's videos recently there, you'll see he had one of these on demonstrator, and he was very impressed with it. This is a lot higher spec internally. It's you're looking a lot more electronical controls there. Still a few manual buttons, but your PTOs are on your PTO speed and clutch are on the manual there, but the rest are pretty much all switches. It's a nice cab to be in there. I do like the looks of this dashboard. I'm curious to see just how much of it actually varies on your usage. But yeah, it's a very nice and very cool tractor. I do really like this. I just love the looks of this bonnet. I think it's absolutely superb, and it's a really nice change. I'll be very curious to know if anyone has ever driven one of these and how they would compare to, you know, an equivalently sized Massey, New Holland, or John Deere, just to see how they mechanically fare up, because from an aesthetic standpoint, I think they're looking really good. And finally, the beast. Now it's worth saying with this guy here, as we come back on into the store again for the M7 series, you do have a larger range of power options available to you. We're looking at the base model there, which is 128 horsepower, and it goes up to 168. So there's a lot of weight there. It's packing a lot of punch. And a really good tractor. Again, these actually look pretty good on a larger range of the tires as well. And I think I always go for the Ridgesteins anyway, but I think that's a really good look. So that is a very nice looking tractor indeed. Speaking of nice tractors, well, it's the big daddy there, the M8 series, and that is a good looking tractor. It's fantastic. Now, bigger machine again. This is the top of the range there, from 180 all the way up to 200 horsepower. So they're not going to try and go after the big boys in the range of the like 200 to kind of 400 horsepower. They're just going for a good size, to be honest. Now internally, you will notice that this is much the same as the M7 that we were just in. A little bit more simplest. Everything is now kind of shifting onto this ARM console here. It's not kind of spilling out over the side, but again, very nice machine indeed. Slightly larger display there at the dash, I do believe. But yeah, I just think this is really cool. Be interested to see if it ever does make it across to Europe there. It's very much set in the US config with the dual wheels and the stalks on the side. But yeah, I am a big fan. And it does look rather cool. I love the way this armrest is all laid out there with everything that you need. I think that's cool. So that's it, really. There are your key components to the KUBOTA DLC coming to you on June 28th. Now, the fun bit. If you would like to, you can be in with a chance of winning one of 10 copies of Farming Simulator KUBOTA DLC. I am going to give away 10 copies in my live stream, which will be coming tomorrow, which is Sunday, the 26th. If you are looking to get a hold of a copy, it will be a Giant's Key, so it will be a PC only copy. But if you would like to get a hold of a copy, then come and join us, and we will be giving them away periodically throughout the live stream. So do make sure you check it out. I will be tweeting, and I will also be publishing this on Facebook and Instagram as to when I'm going live. But make sure you come into that stream. It will be periodically throughout the stream, so it should be good fun. So if you would like to be in for a chance of winning, all you need to do is make sure you come through and hang around in the stream there, and we'll do a giveaway. So that is going to be happening very soon. If you'd like to buy it, though, you can do so in the links below in my description, where it even gives a little bit of a kickback to myself as well. All that remains is for me to say a big shout out and thank you very much to Giants for providing me with early access for this DLC. I hope you have enjoyed. Please do leave your comments down below. Leave your thumbs up at the table, and we shall see you in the next one. Until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you later.